some time.
All right.
I guess my first question, because when we were talking in the lead up to this fight, there was some posturing from like Luis Palomino. You were kind of intimating that he was the backup fight, Alvarez fight. Like, what did you make of him being in the crowd for the media scrum?
Um, cool, man. Like, he he wants to be here and watch the show and see the fight up close, and he's trying to ask for the fight and shit. And it's like, you know, I guess that as the fighter, when you are the fighter and people ask about the fight after the fight that you're about to fight, you're like, dude, I'm just thinking about this fight, not really thinking about other shit. Like, I like that thing that guy said on JRE where he was like, what Royce Gracie was like, we don't make plans after the fight because we're fucking prepared to not be able to do anything after the fight because we're gonna sacrifice every body part if we have to get the victory. So, I mean, who the heck doesn't want to be here and watch this fight? I want to watch this fight, but I'm gonna be in the fight, doing the fight. So
Yeah, and I guess like
house.
oh, sorry, a bit of a delay on my end. I guess one of the things I was gonna ask about, because like there seemed to be, some level of intimating that you thought Eddie Alvarez might have been using some sort of performance enhancers ahead of this one. Is that like a bit of a mind game, or is that like a genuine observation, I guess?
I don't know. I don't know if he is or if he isn't. He did look his little forearm, and he looks strong, and he looks bigger than he's ever been. Like, how'd he just make 155 not long ago? And my shit is all natural diet. Like, my shit is clean, and I'm about as fit as you can be on a clean, natural diet and exercise and boxing. So, I do my road work, and he was sweating crazy and his nipples was hard. I don't care. I don't know or care. I would like to know after if he was. They're like, hey, Mike, Eddie was on steroids, but you still beat him. So, hey, let's tell the world that I beat this guy. Everybody can think what they want anyways. I got to go out there and I got to fight this guy. I feel like who knows if I have ever fought anyone on steroids? Who knows if I've never fought anyone on steroids? I know for a fact that I've trained with people that are juiced to the gills, and shit, I put the hands on them. So it doesn't really make a difference. I'm just trying to say anything to get them a little pissed off and want to come after me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess just my last question here while I have you, because like in some of the interviews you were talking about how like one of the first fights you ever saw was with Eddie Alvarez. Like your dad was watching a fight on the couch, but you seem like very squarely focused ahead of this one. Do you have to compartmentalize certain things in this one, being that Eddie is like a guy that, in a sense, almost kind of got you into combat sports? You seem like very, I guess, compartmentalized and focused.
Yeah, I think about when George St. Pierre said that about Matt Hughes, or like there was other fighters, right? And that, it's really cool. It's kind of surreal to have an opportunity. I saw this guy like 20 years ago, bro, on TV, or it was like more than 20 years ago, and he was fighting in Bodog. And what I remember, I feel like he sucked then. He was falling down. So as much as I'm saying he sucks, this is gonna be light work, baby. Lightweight, baby. Like Randy or Ronnie Coleman, I gotta believe in myself. I think I'm so good at boxing with 16-ounce gloves and headgear on. So with no gloves, we seen what I did. I destroyed Luke's mouth, gripped his lips through his teeth, knocked a few of them out. Eddie's gotta stay active. He's gotta be on his bike in the ring. He's gotta clinch me. I'm gonna punch him if he clinches me and holds on to me. It's boxing, I saw Eddie do MMA, and he is more of a mixed martial artist, but I think I'm I'm better than him as an athlete in combat, period. I think I have more of the.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Oh, not much, man. I guess one of the first things I wanted to touch on, though, because I thought it was an interesting distinction at the press conference, you saying you're the reigning and defending king of violence, and you do have a victory over Justin Gaethje, the current BMF champion. I posed a similar question to Mike when I spoke to him ahead of the fight. Do you feel like there's almost a little more prestige to this king of violence title, being that you've beaten the BMF champion and all?
Yeah, I mean, that was already hashed out a while ago. And the funny thing is, I think Justin has a lot of, I think he has a lot of the same qualities as Mike. This willingness to stay in the pocket. He's fan friendly, throws big shots. They're a lot alike in a way. So I learned a lot from the Justin Gaethje fight that I could take into this fight and kind of use. So I'm glad that happened, and I'm glad we're here today.
Yeah, and speaking of where you're at today, I was just noticing that at least per on December 14th, you're going to have reached, 20 years of mixed martial arts competition and just general combat sports experience. I guess just in saying all of that, I mean, a meaningful anniversary, no doubt. Like, what does it feel to be, or how does it feel rather, I guess, to be readying to take on a fight of this magnitude that's getting so much of attention at this juncture in your career?
I honestly just think it's a testament to the journey that we've been on. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. I'm just trying to be a better mixed martial artist every day, a better man every day. And the byproduct of that happened to be world titles, happened to be big old paychecks and things like that. But my ultimate goal is just to keep getting better at martial arts, boxing, just be a better martial artist altogether and be a better man. And I've had some pretty cool things happen in the midst of trying to achieve that goal.
Yeah, and I guess like the last question that I had here, because you talk about that martial arts journey and the refinement. Like, I mean, without giving specifics necessarily that could maybe get in the way of the game plan, like just the kind of champion pedigree you have. Like, how much did you glean from that first bare knuckle fight that's, I guess, refined you and I guess galvanized you as a bare knuckle fighter heading into the sophomore BKFC fight?
I'm glad I dealt with diversity in there. I got cut wide open. I got dropped twice. It wasn't the picture perfect fight, and I didn't expect it to be. I was going against a really good competitor, another champion, a guy who I consider a champion fighter. So I'm glad I dealt with some adversity in there, breathed, relaxed, and just kept coming. I got to show my grit, my spirit, and it wasn't a flawless fight, and I'm not a flawless fighter. So I'm glad it happened, and I'm sure I could take it into this fight and use it.
For sure. Thanks for the insights, man.
Thanks very much, Dylan. Eddie, we're going to let you get out of here. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I guess one of the first things I wanted to touch on, because I spoke to Jimmie Rivera before this fight, and he was saying, Jeremy Stephens, a guy who really has like the right, style of mindset for something like this, and compared you to a couple other BKFC, individuals who've done very well. How long have you been thinking about, engaging in bare knuckle? It would seem like a natural fit for you.
People always mention it to me. I just never came across because I've just been busy with UFC for so long. I've been in process of becoming a boxer, which kind of helped me out for this. And this kind of just fell into my lap. So it's opportunity. It's very, it does fit my style. I definitely see what other people are talking about. I did this before it was ever even entertainment. And I feel like the king is home now.
And I guess another question that I had, because another thing that I mentioned to Jimmie was that you guys have similar career arcs, and as far as like, UFC veterans and whatnot, but albeit in different weight classes. And I kind of asked him this as well. Like, is this an opponent that you, I guess, always saw as a potential opponent, or maybe not because of that weight class difference I mentioned?
Yeah, no, he's enough. Nobody ever crossed my mind. The only thing that ever crossed my mind was, being a training partner with Dominic Cruz and him fighting that 135 pounds in the UFC. Other than that, I never even thought about Jimmie Rivera.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. Thanks for the insights, man. Appreciate it.
No worries, man. Enjoy the show.
Our next question comes from David Potter. Go